Akuwavi Yemaja, and today I wanted to discuss your ancestor altars. I should have been did this. I've had my ancestor altar for about 2 years now. So I kind of wanted to go on, what to put on an ancestor altar, what you can use. So I'm going about this the Yoruba way, Yoruba tradition. So the ancestors are called the Egungun. They are the short, and it's also shortened for Egun, which are the relatives that have passed on that are a part of your bloodline and your family line. Your ancestors should be your first line of defense. They should be the first ones that you work with before you start to work with any other deity or anything else. Actually, Eshu is the gatekeeper. He is the one that you also go through to get to your Egungun, your ancestors. I just drew an Eshu portrait yesterday. I have to paint it. So yeah, your Egungun, your ancestors, is your first line of defense. They should be the ones that you work with first. Your own bloodline, even if you don't know all of your ancestors. Like I don't know a lot of mine. Kind of just know my mother's side, but even if you don't know their names, whatever. We'll get into all of that. So your Egungun is from your bloodline. You can also, nowadays we call people on the street our family. I would say to work with your bloodline first. If there's anybody outside of your bloodline, I would kind of ask the family first if, you should, if you wanted to put their name on, like your rituals, what you do. So I'm gonna tell you, what you put on the altar and everything. And so you can have. So I got my ancestor altar. Actually, I found the wooden. It's like an old wooden chest, and I don't even know what the thing was. It was kind of like an old wooden chest that was kind of, I think, made for clothes. So I actually found it on the side of the street. I had been looking for one. I had one before that, and I actually made my TV stand. It was like a TV stand. It had a big open space. It was wood also, and I made that my altar. And I kind of wanted, my kids, they would mess with it. I told them what it was, and I would explain to them what it was, but they didn't kind of really understand, so they would kind of mess with the things or eat the food that I would place on there. So I kind of wanted to manifest me an altar that had doors where I can close it. So, of course, I found this perfect wooden chest that was on the side of the street. Now, you can use, a wooden chest, glass, dresser drawer. Not dresser drawer, but some people have, their altars on top of their dressers. It can be, I wouldn't even have it in the bedroom. I don't know what I said, type of dresser, but I wouldn't even have an altar in the room. It need to be someplace where only you can come to a quiet space where you can do your prayers, your meditation. That's pretty much what it's for. It's kind of like an indoor cemetery, to kind of put it into terms. It's kind of like a place where you meet your ancestors, and you kind of eat with them, you drink with them, you prayers, rituals and everything like that. So this is what I'm going to tell you how I set my Egungun up. So of course, set it up in the corner where people wouldn't kind of mess with it. At first, I was kind of hesitant on even putting mine, on the outside. I don't really have a lot of guests at my house anyway, but I was kind of hesitant on where I wanted to put it. So I put it kind of in the back, like on the side where nobody would go. It's not even the kids, although they know that it's there. So first, you want to make sure everything, your altar and everything, is cleansed. Wipe down your altar. I wipe down my altar with Florida water. I wipe, everything, the drawers inside, behind it. I even clean the area. The area should also be cleaned, and make sure the floor is clean. The walls behind it is clean. Everything should be cleansed, wiped down with a white cloth. You should even dress in all white when you're doing this. So wipe everything down with a white cloth. If you have sage, Palo Santo, what else cleanses? Juniper. What else cleanses? Dragon's blood. Cleanse your altar with these herbs, or if you have essential oils. So it cleanse your altar with this white cloth with your Florida water on it or whatever your cleaning agent is going to be. So you clean everything, wipe everything down. Make sure you're also cleanse everything spiritually. That's why I said, sage, Palo Santo, incense burning. You can take the dried leaves of sage and you can put it on the charcoal disc. If you have a burner, I just had a burner. I just set it in the altar and I let everything burn. And I picked all of my altar pieces up one by one and I just ran through the smoke. You can also use incense smoke too of these same herbs. This is not even going to be long. I'm supposed to be doing school right now, but I was supposed to been did this. I'm trying to stay, on top of everything. But I've been having so much to do. I can't remember everything. But I just move when Spirit tell me to move. I do it when Spirit tell me to do it. I have learned to listen. That would be dire customers. So so I ran everything through the smoke. I cleansed everything. I also said a prayer while I was cleaning everything. My altar was so dirty, y'all. I can't even believe I haven't let it get this. It was so dirty. Like I haven't did it in months. I was so busy, school, like everything, like trying to do my thing, healing. Like everything's kind of like, even though I was still doing my rituals, I'll get to that in a minute. But I supposed to have been cleaning my art. I kept getting it off, kept putting it off, and so I just kept tired of just it being looking like that. And so to me, I just think it's highly disrespectful. So I cleansed it. I did it Monday. So I cleansed it on Monday. I set everything up. I actually took away some things because it was kind of my altar had everything on it. It had everything. It just had stuff that ain't supposed to be up there. So what are you gonna make sure you have on your altar is make sure you're gonna have the elements of earth, fire, water, and air. I think I said that. So your air is gonna be like your incense or something like that. Incense. I have incense, and I also have a feather for the element of air. If your papers, that's me. That's my phone. Doing my papers to make sure I don't forget anything. But you want to make sure you have, like I said, the earth, air, water, and fire. So for the air, I have a feather, and I also have the incense. The incense, the smoke from the incense represents air. So for earth, I have this gold, like little, it's like gold, and I have some sand from the beach in it, and that's why I kind of put like my incantations and everything. I put it in there. So that's for my earth. I also have pine cones. I have some rocks, some shells. That's for my earth. I don't have crystals up there anymore, but I think I do put my crystals on my altar to charge. So fire is your candle. I have a white and a black candle. Also the incense, fire. Water, I always have a glass of water up there. Every time I do my rituals, I pour Egungun, a glass of water. I also have like the small teacup candles. They have a pack of them, like at Walmart. I got like a pack of those because I use those for my rituals. You can also put herbs in there too, like herbs, like a little bit. It's not gonna be a lot because it's not a 7-day candle, but my 7-day candles I have my black and my white, on both sides. And so another thing to put on your altar is to create a list of your ancestors. Even if you don't know their names, you can put unknown. My ancestors, known and unknown. So you include all their names. I don't have too many. So, another thing you want to include, if you have photographs or pictures of your ancestors, you will want to put them in a frame. Make sure you put them in a frame. I had them taped everywhere around the altar. I guess that'd be okay if you don't have a frame, but frames be at Dollar Tree now. So cover. I had a cloth on my altar. I had a white cloth on my altar, but I took that down. But I couldn't find anything else white in here, or it doesn't have to be white. If you're working with different chakras, if you're working for a specific goal, you can put that color. Like if you're working for money attraction, money, green is for money. If you're working for love, red and pink is for love attraction, self-love. I would suggest that you would put any color that you're working on, but if not, white is the color that you would want to put on your altar as a cloth. So another thing would be to place ancestral personal items. So I have like my granny's favorite perfume. My mom used to drink beer. I have some beer on there. What else? Like, yeah, some of their personal things. Pictures. Shells. Me and my mom went to the beach, or anything that was special to you and the person that has crossed over. So another thing, let me see if I'm forgetting something. I already said the cleansing. Okay, I said that. There was something else I just had it on the tip. Oh, okay. This is what I do. So I do my offerings, and of course that was next. I do my offerings on Thursdays, which is the day of Jupiter. And what day is that? The day of Egungun? I think so. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go back and look. Different. I should have said that in my last different orishas depending on where, like Santeria, Cuba, Tobago, like it depends on where you are, and different orishas govern different days, but we'll go into that later. So I do my offerings on Thursday. That's just a day that I chose, a day that was kind of, I was doing them on Fridays, but it came back to Thursdays. So I do my rituals on Thursdays. I say my rituals and everything in Yoruba. That's how I speak to my ancestors. And another thing, I burn ancestor money when I do my rituals. Before, and it can be any day that you choose. But before I burn my ancestor money, I make sure I light my candle and my incense, because that's kind of like a wake up call to them, just let them know, you're sending them something, or just to let them know you're getting ready to come and sit with them, or whatever it is. So yeah, that's what I do. I light the candle. Another thing I wanted to get and start doing is instrument. I wanted to start playing an instrument when I come to my altar and start doing my rituals, preferably a bell. I've been looking at different ritual bells, and I found like different ritual, like it's not a piano, it's a I forgot what it's called. Should have wrote it down, but I didn't even know I was going to talk about this. But I definitely want to start adding different instruments to my altar ritual. I don't know why the bell just keep going off in my head, but yeah, I think I'm gonna get that. So I'm trying to see if I forgot anything about your Egungun altar. What did I say? Egungun altar. So I think that's everything. That's not a lot of information on Ancestor Altar. Like, you have to understand that this culture, this tradition, they didn't write a lot of stuff in books. Like, a lot of stuff is either it has to be, a download, or it's kind of like you just follow spirit. And that's what I kind of had been doing. I had been following spirit when I started my Ancestor Altar. It wasn't until after I did my Ancestor Altar where I started looking up stuff. And when I started looking up things, I was like, oh, okay, so I already did that. So there's not a lot of information on Ancestor Altars. You kind of just go with what spirit tells you to do, or you can look online. I've started this subscription with Scribe, and they have a lot of documents, like undertone documents that have some information that you may not find in the mainstream area, like Amazon. And I know they're taking a lot of books down too. So yeah, grab your books. For it don't be no more bill, and they claim is no more, which I really don't understand. You print stuff every day. How is there the books not available? But that's another whole topic. That's what I wanted to say. I gotta start school now. It is 10:37 a.m. I appreciate you all for listening, and I will be back soon. I'm not gonna put a date on it anymore. I'm gonna be back soon to drop some more knowledge and kind of let you in on what I've been doing, what I've been learning, and share some books. I'm gonna start sharing the books that I read. I'm on the book now. It's called The Ifa Divination. No, I want to get it wrong. I don't have the book, but it's called the Ifa Divination System. I think I'll be back to share what I learned in that book and all about the Ifa divination. It's so interesting. I thought that it was going to be hard when I read this book, but it actually wasn't. Like I understand a lot of it. Even before it gets to where, okay, I'll give you an example of their divination system is not how. This is the whole complete another conversation. But I just want to throw this in there because this is going to be the next topic. This is the next thing I'm going to talk about. So the Ifa divination system is not like tarot. Like you can't just pick this up and say I want to be a Babalo. Like you cannot do that. Like there are rules that like you have to be studying this, since from a child. So this is not something like, it's not even complex as I thought it was gonna be. It's kind of like something that I kind of already knew and kind of like remembering or something. It's a part in the book where in the beginning of it, when I was reading it, it talked about the binary, the sequence of the Ifa. There are different books. It's like 256 books in the 16 major chapters of the Odo. I'm not even going to talk about it right now because I'm going to confuse the hell out of y'all. So that's going to be my next topic. I'm still studying and researching the book. I have to write things down to remember. So, until next time, gods and goddesses, peace.